Good morning. Good morning. It is 3:09 a.m. I am on my way to the gym. The number one place where you can go, you can do a couple things. One is you can get your body into a peak state of readiness because your blood's flowing, your oxygen's flowing. Two is it gives you the opportunity to rule the day. Whatever you allow into your atmosphere is going to be the thing that dictates what goes on in your life. So if it's for the moment, then you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing in each moment. I wrote a letter to my family this morning, and I'll kind of give you the Reader's Digest version of that note. And simply put, we look outside of ourselves and we look around and we look at other people's relationships and we look at other people's friendships and we look at other people's social standings and we look at other people's financial positions. And I think, because I'm not a psychiatrist, but I think when we get to idolizing other people for what they have and maybe what we don't, I think it's something that we secretly admire and we secretly would like to have. And that's a dangerous combination when you admire and you secretly want to have, because it could start to turn into a point where you covet. Meaning you have such a desire in your heart that it creates a meanness or an evilness. If you're not careful, there's a point where you can appreciate something without wanting to have it. I think being in a point where you can appreciate something without wanting to have it, because you got to remember something. Usually when you see something in another person that you wish you had, you're only focusing, follow me on this, you're only focusing on that one aspect. Because they may have something in one area that draws you to them without completely being yourself and without completely being ensconced in who and what they are. You may find out that you're not getting a complete package. So you can look at somebody's marriage, and this is where admiring and starting to covet become very dangerous, because you might look at somebody, you say, look at their marriage. Man, their marriage is on fire. Their marriage is really good, man. They got a great marriage over there. But yet neither one of them know how to financially budget themselves. Right? So they're rich in love, but they're poor. But it was the rich in love part that got you looking at them. Right? Feeling some kind of way. Right? Or you could take somebody who is physically fit and admire them. And really have tunnel vision about the individual. But never know that he or she is abusive to their spouse. Right? Because we become tunnel vision. I'm guilty of it. You know, my biggest thing is I don't develop friendships. I just don't. I don't develop friendships. It's not anything personal. I would much rather read a book. I would much rather go exercise. I'd much rather help somebody. Because there's not a lot of communication in help. You just help them. Right? But I've even caught myself looking at other people who were able to develop relationships. I look at my youngest, Silas. Oh man, you get that kid on the playground and within 2 seconds, and I'll tell you how he always starts his friendships. Always. And this may be normal. Tag, you're it. That's his thing. Tag, you're it. It's on and popping. It's okay to admire somebody else's strength. It's okay to admire somebody else's gift. But be very careful between the admiration and coveting, because you don't know what they don't show. I think we could take something from everybody, but the number one person who is already in a position to learn a lesson about where and what you should be is the man in the mirror. I mean, as much as I like Tony Robbins, I don't know him. So I have to separate the man from what he's saying, because I don't know him. I have to just listen to what's being said and say, does this apply to me? Because I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know if you line up with what I believe. Not that he cares, that's fine. But my life is the only life I have to live, so I'm not worried about whether or not he cares. I'm worried about whether or not it's beneficial to me. Will it help grow me? Or am I such a unique individual that you just take something from everybody and you're okay with that? Are we all such unique individuals that we could just take something from everybody and be okay with that? Because it's easy to envy what you see without knowing the complete story. I posed the question to my wife and I said, hey, I said, how would you feel if we had courtside seats to the Lakers and the, whoever was playing? Now, how would you feel if we had courtside seats to the game? So I love it. I said, would you go? She said, yes, I would go. Absolutely. 1,000%. I said, great. Well, why would you go? Well, because, I said, would it be because Kobe might put up 50, 60 points? I know he doesn't play. Kobe might put up 50 or 60 points. And, you want to see that because, that's absolutely amazing. So, absolutely. That would be exciting to be at a game where one player put up 50 or 60 points. I mean, it must have meant he was shooting and making the shot about every 5 seconds. Wow, that's exciting. I said, great. I said, now how do you feel about going to the practice facility every day, Monday through Saturday, 2 times for a total of 6 hours every day and watching practice? Do you want to go? Do you want to do that? Every day, Monday through Saturday, every day, 6 hours, 2 times a day. Want to sit there and watch practice? No. No, I don't. No, I don't want to watch the practice. See, folks, it's the practice that allows the player to be so good on the court when you see them. But it's the practice that we fail to see while we're envying the person that we want to be like. That's why I said envying somebody, admire them, but to envy a quality that somebody else has that you feel like you should have or would like to have is similar to wanting to be like that player, but not wanting to do the kind of work that that player has to do. You don't know what's involved with that. So when you secretly covet somebody's marriage and you're hanging back and you're sitting there saying, this is the way I want to put my life in perspective, keep in mind they may be happily married and they may be unhappily broke. They may be physically fit and mentally disturbed. They might be financially free and a deadbeat daddy. What I'm saying is God has a purpose defined and set out specifically for you. You don't need to envy anyone. You don't need to do anything except be true to yourself and what you want and who you are, and walk in your confidence and walk in your self-assuredness, and just know that God, the creator of everything, even the seasons, knows what's best for you. The single solitary question you have to ask yourself on the road to where you want to be is, am I open to listening, or do I much rather look at what everybody else got, hope and wish for that, never really knowing what it takes to really have it? You have to ask yourself that question.